By now, we all know how to use the four methods, the major methods in FastAPI, right? So the post method, the get method, the put method, and the delete method, right? This is it, and the delete method. But the file that we are having here, you see, is the entry point or is the main file. This is the main file where we need to put in everything. And so far, whatever we have done, all the updates we have done, remember, it's just on one set of objects, that's users. We said earlier on that applications are going to include many different users, many different objects and their tables. Right now, we are just working on users tables. For the application that we are building, we are also concerned about transaction table. We'll be doing transactions as well. So those transactions is going to be in another set of tables so you can keep record of them, their IDs and everything before we associate them with the corresponding users. So a user may have multiple transactions and all that, right? So now will be another set of stuff. We are going to use the methods to get the IDs of the transaction. We are going to delete transactions. We are going to update transactions and all those stuff. So it's going to be another set of things that we need to use all these four methods on. Now, doing all that in the main file is not the appropriate one. So the best way of doing it is to have these things separately and link them to the main file. Right? You are going to make sure that you have files for each set of objects, the operations you do on them, you put them together in one file so that we know that that file is associated with this particular set of tables or modules, right? Then you do the methods there. You don't write everything directly in the main file. So that's where API router will get us in. How does it come in? First, we need to go and create a new folder here. So I'm here creating a new folder, and then the name of the folder, let's call it route. We are going to call them route. It's a folder I created first, and inside this folder I'm going to create a file. The file I'm going to call it user.py. Yes, so this is it. I have the user.py file and it's under routes, right? Remember, this is the main app. So you open the app, you will get these things inside, and then inside it you have the folder route, right? So this is all here, and then the route is also there. So when I open it up, I will have user.py as well, right? Okay, so let me close this thing, open it and close it. We are going to be working majorly on this one. So all the things that you have worked on and put them in the main file, let's transfer them here. Okay, I'm copying it and putting them over here, this file, this routes. So it's actually called routes, meaning that it's just like a branch where we are basically grouping items such that when you come on this particular branch of the object, you are going to be seeing operations on users. So we are going to call them paths or routes, right? Basically, so we are creating the users routes, right? So that when we are doing operations concerning users, then this route will be used in order to perform those actions. And we are going to create multiple routes for different objects and do actions on them, and then we'll just link that main file, the routes to the main file, which we are going to see right now. Okay, so in this one there are some things that you need to remove here. Since it's a route file, not the main file, we are not going to import FastAPI itself. We are going to import API router, this one, API router. This is the guide that we need to do the actions for us. And then this is, remember, this is used to create the tables at the beginning, and we don't need it. We don't need it here. This one should remain in the main file. So if you go to the main file, the top, this guy is still kept over there. We need it there. Okay, so let me go back to the main file first. Let me delete things that we don't need anymore. We don't need from here to the down. We don't need all this stuff. We don't need all this stuff. we're going to keep it clean like this. This is used to create all the tables at the beginning, and this one is just an instance of the object, the app. Okay, here we are not using FastAPI again. This one we are going to call it user underscore route, right? Then you go to, we are not going to call it, we're not going to use FastAPI because we are not importing. We are going to use API router. Yes, that's what we have. So it's a route that we are having here. So that route is what this name of the route, right? Let me copy it. Remember when we're in the main file, this is my app. This is what we were using to do my app.get, my app.put, my app. Whatever. So if you're in the route and then you are using the API router, you have to use the name. It's going to serve as if it's the main app, right? You have to use the name and use it to replace my app. Let's use it to replace those ones, right? Let me go here. I'm replacing it. This one too, I have put. So let me replace this. Another put I will work on, and this is the delete. So yes, so we have this right now. We have this right now, right? This is good. This is so good. We have updated it here. We need this guy. Yeah, this is fine, right? So the route is ready. Some of the things that we didn't need, I think the engine was not used in this particular folder or file. The base is also not used, so we remove those ones that we don't need. Let's go to the main file and also clear things there. Also, we didn't use this. We didn't use this. We didn't use the user, but we used the base. We did not use this thing at all. And from here, we didn't use this. We didn't use the depend over here as well. So this is fine. Session local, yes, we are not using session local over here anymore. So this is fine. This is fine for us. Okay. So everything is set, everything is clear, simple as that. We have updated our API router, like our main file. So our main file look as simple as something like this, right? So we have to go to the users route. That's here is going to contain operations containing users. That's what we are calling the users route, right? We will do all these main things, the same thing that we did. We're going to be doing the same things here. So everything here will be here right now. But if I go to the file, see, I'm having my UVCon running. So if I go to, this is what we had initially, right? So let me go and do refresh. So now no operations defined in the spec. That's what it tells us, because we have the router, but we haven't linked it to the main file. This one is going to be reading from the main file, so we don't have it in the main file. So what we do is that we'll go back and we need to link whatever we have here in this route. What's the name of the route? User route, right? We are going to link this route to the main file. So to do that, you need to first import that route into here. So where is it now located? It's going to be from, so if you are on the main side, right, this is the main file. Where is it? From this user that we have, right, is inside route, right? It's inside route. So from routes, so if you enter route, we are going to get user. So from routes, and then inside user, right, from routes inside, and then when you go to routes, you enter user. That's what it from route.user. Inside the user, what are we going to import? We are going to import this name. So we are entering this file and we are going to import this user underscore route. So from from this route dot user, meaning routes inside user, what we are going to get is import user underscore route. Yeah, it shows here. So this is what we have imported from there, right? We don't have this. Yeah, so we have this imported, but we haven't used it yet. But how do we include it actually? So to include it, we have to come here. Let me use including routers, routes here. Okay, so we need to do my app dot include router and the name of the route, right? That's user underscore route. So here like this, then we have included it. So you see we imported it, and then I have to do my app dot include router then user route. So meaning that we are telling the if main file inside the app inside the main file to include these routes in its operations, right? So that's how we are going to be creating routes. And then before we can see the route working with the main app, linking with the main file, we need to come and do my app dot include, then into bracket the name of the route basically. So let me go back to this place. I'm going to refresh. Now that we've included it, we need to see yes. So right now we have everything back. We have linked it, so everything is back now. But what's happening is that the main file is now um, clean very well, and then all these things are back the same operation. But if you want to do any operation on the users, we go to the users route file, we go to this file, and we continue doing all the operations that we need to do on them, and the same thing will be happening. Let's say inside this we'll be having another file called transaction file, right? So another set of objects, let me call it transactions.py, right? So I'm going to say from FastAPI import APIRouter. Yes, so I'm going to say transaction underscore route is equal to APIRouter basically, right? Right now let me write a simple message here to at transaction route dot put, let me just write a simple one like get method, then we say get transaction is coming here, and under it def get is async get transaction. This is the name of the function, and then we are not going to receive anything now. We are just basically going to return a simple message that will be in JSON form, basically in dictionary form. Transaction obtain. I'm going to this should be a function, so there should be def here. Okay, so here indentation as usual. So I've created another router, and basically it is not currently inside the main file. If I refresh this, it is not inside. So all I will do is that I'm going here main file, instead of having this plenty routes.user, I'm going to rather do from the routes, meaning the files now contain two things, right? They are contain transaction and user.py. So from routes, I'm going to import those files. So user import user, and then what transactions. Okay, so when I come here, I'm going to say this is from the users file, right? We are going to enter that and say it's going to be user route. You actually call the name of the route, not the name of the file. So the file contains user route, so you do user.route, right? Transactions too. So if to include that as well, you do the same, my app dot include router, then you say transactions route. This is the route is inside this app. So now that I've included this, let's go to the main, our UI, refresh this. You can see, get transaction has come, right? So these first four from here to here, they were all concerned with the users routes, and this one is concerned with the transactions, right? That's another set of this. So all of them are working from different routes, but they are all using the same UI. So basically that's what how API router will do so that the main file is clean and all the routes will be included whenever we create any route. But that's not all, right? How, if you come here, how do you are we going to easily make it that these things are differentiated so that we know these are associated with users, these are associated with transactions, so that things are easy for us? Keep your eye on this default thing. Usually there's default here, right? I'm closing it and expanding it. Okay, but then let's go to our file again. Go to the routers, right? And at the top of the inside the router here, so you see user route is equal to API route. Inside it here, we are going to leave something tag. The tags, let it be in square bracket, and then a string meaning quotation mark. We are going to say users route here. So those are going to be things concerned with the user. So I'm going to open this thing, refresh it. You see the default first before I refresh. Now when I refresh, what do I have? I have users route. Now you see all of them are under, and this one takes the default because it's from a separate route. So this is a difference. We need to go and label that one as well. So I'm going to the transaction.py, do the same thing, tags, print it and say transactions route. Let me go to and refresh. So yes, so we come here, everything is well packed. Users, so I can close this one, so based on the one that you need, you expand it. If I expand this one, I will see it and then use all these methods to test. If I go to users route, I expand it, I also have stuff related to it. Then I will, so this is how the tagging thing inside the API routers allow you to run stuff or do stuff well compassed and well understandable, right? Yeah, so this is how to, so from now on we'll be using routes, right? Whenever we do routes, we need to go and include them in the main file as that and tag them very well, right? So yes, you can create as many routes as you want.